Welcome to Comadres y Comics. Comadres y Comics is a podcast hosted by 3 Latina women.
We highlight the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Join us as we talk chisme, comics, fandom, and beer. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Comadres y Comics. This is episode 257, 257. We're your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Welcome back, ladies. How's everybody doing? Hopefully we do not have any technical difficulties.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I know I pay for the good internet. So.
Gosh, yes, it's been really crazy. Like, hopefully my audio is okay, and hopefully nobody drops out of the studio today. So anyway, I am very excited to be here with you guys today. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with Chisme de la Semana. What do you have for us today, Kristen?
Okay, so I'm going to try to get this up, work on it on Tuesday and get it up Tuesday since we're going to Comic-Con this week. I usually try to get it up on Thursday, but the reason I'm saying that is because the chisme I have is about Comic-Con. So for those of you who will be at Comic-Con, and you are privy to the Tiny Chef saga that has happened all over the internets over the last couple of months. And if you don't know, Tiny Chef is a Nickelodeon show with this tiny little green guy who did a cooking show, and he pretty much speaks very kind of like with a speech impediment, but not really, like it's part of his character. And it's a children's show, but it's so funny and cool and amazing. And it got canceled. And over this last couple of months, there was a TikTok, also Instagram and on Facebook, where he gets a call, and on the other line is Nickelodeon telling he's canceled. And the thing that's everyone's up in arms about is that he just had recently, his show had won an Emmy. And so on the phone call, he's like, canceled? But we just won an Emmy. And then he's like, okay, I understand. And then his thing is like, okay, I love you, bye. Like, he'll say that all the time in the show. And he hangs up the phone, and he was dusting with a little feather duster before he answered the phone. And he goes back to start dusting, and then he just drops the duster and starts crying into his hands. This is a made-up little stop-action figure. Tell me why I cried for days. I'm not exaggerating. I would be sitting here, and Eddie would come in, and he would see me, and he's like, what's wrong? And him just asking me what's wrong, I would just start. And not just like little tears, like I couldn't breathe. I was sobbing.
Like full-on sobbing.
Yes.
Wow.
And so this particular video just was a firestorm through the internet. I'm surprised neither of you have seen it, but I live on the TikToks.
I actually avoided watching it because just from everybody's reaction, I was just like, oh, I don't want to be devastated right now. And I just I knew about Tiny Chef because it was popular with a lot of people that I knew. It was supposed to be like a kid show, like a Nickelodeon kid show, but a lot of adults watched it as well.
Right, and also he was coming out with little videos while he was on hiatus, while he was waiting to hear about whether or not the show was going to be picked up again. They were making little videos online. There's one where he's singing to Bad Guy, and another one where he's singing to Abracadabra and dancing and stuff. And it's stop motion. So, I mean, putting the effort into having this little dude do these things is a long process. And so what I assume is that it just got to be too expensive for Nickelodeon to, even though it was an Emmy-winning show, to continue to produce it. But anyhow, that's all leading into my chisme of Tiny Chef is going to have a panel at San Diego Comic-Con. And it's going to be on Saturday, I wrote it down here. Saturday, July 26th at 6:45 in the Indigo Ballroom, and that's the big room in the big hotel next to the convention center. And unfortunately, it's during the same time as one of my panels. My panel starts at 6. There's no way I'm going to make it over there in time to see it because this tiny chef has taken off so big that I'm sure people are going to be in line for that thing for half the day. I remember when I stood in line over there for half of a day with an umbrella to try to get into Bob's Burgers. And I never made it. But he's going to be there. Go and show your support. I don't know if they're going to give out any freebies or anything, but I've also seen all over the San Diego Comic-Con groups on Facebook, lots of people sharing that they're going to be cosplaying as Tiny Chef. So I actually hope to see a lot of fan art with him there in Artist Alley and throughout the convention because I love him so much. And I'm telling you, if you watch that video, even if you don't shed a tear, you definitely will feel it in your heart.
Not only that, I think what it speaks for itself is when real art, like good art, human art, is made with love and affection and dedication, it will always supersede anything. It will touch the hearts of people, or at least make them feel something, an inkling of something. And that's just what it is. It's like, it's stop motion, but it's art, real art, and it makes you feel something. Unlike, I mean, I'm always gonna be keeping on this pedestal as well, but like definitely not something like AI art that's just slop that you consume. That's just there. It doesn't make you feel anything. But this, like, I think that really speaks that the people crave art. Human-made art.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I can't wait to go watch it. That sounds really cute. I'm not familiar with it, but I think
you should watch it with Noah.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Very like geared towards like kids.
Yeah, it's on Hulu
cute.
or Netflix.
Well, all
I think
ages,
it's on Netflix.
actually. Like it's all ages. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right on, right on. All right, guys, now it's time for On My Radar. And today on my radar is Comic-Con. Oh my God. I'm going to get to go from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And my husband is going with me. And he says one day should be enough. And I'm like, no, one day is not enough. And also, Jen just fell off the studio. Oh, there she is. Excellent.
I'm back.
But yes, that's on my radar. I'm very excited. I have absolutely no plans except maybe just Kristen and Eddie's panels and stuff. But I haven't really made any plans except also the pirate ship. I
keep looking. I haven't seen them actually announce that they're going to be there this year.
Do they always announce that they're going to be there?
Yeah, Voodoo Ranger usually announces on their Instagram that they're going to be there.
I was going to say, y'all need to like go there and drink for enough for me as well. Dang.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. They haven't announced it. What the hell? Now I'm
you just devastated her, by the way.
Yes, I'm distraught now. What the hell?
I'm sure that if that's the case, we'll be able to find many substitutes for sorry, Sarah, but for half-ass beer.
But it won't be as cheap as other places.
Yeah, this is true, but I'll cross my fingers that it's just that they will be there because they're there every year. So hopefully, I hope so. I really do. What's on your radar, Kristen? I'm sorry.
Speaking of Comic-Con, what's on my radar this week is a trade paperback called Dread the Hall H. And if you've been paying any attention to the posts that Fanbase Press has been sharing, you'll know that there is a story in this anthology that is featuring or including our friend Barbara, Dylan as a vampirous leader of some, I don't remember, city. But anyhow, she's was drawn into this book, and I'm not sure Bryant was as well, but the connection to them is that Jordan Hart is one of the co-creators of this book. Last year they had Dread the Halls, a horror anthology about Christmas, and this year it is Dread the Hall H, or just, yeah, Dread the Hall H. It is a horror anthology about comic conventions. So I think that that's super like unique and interesting. You know, I love horror, and you know, I've been through some horror at some comic book conventions, sleeping overnight for Hall H and never freaking getting in. I still have PTSD
I could see this
over that.
descending into like a Twilight Zone-esque, like,
Yeah.
fiasco. I mean, who hasn't been down one of the halls where it's like nobody and there's like only like one or two people for a panel? And you're like, what the fuck are they doing in there?
Or when I got lost and I was in the hallway of all the TCG games that was happening in the rooms, I'm like, where am I? Like, sorry, not
Bizarro.
sorry. That was the day and time that I realized there was a hierarchy to geekiness and nerdom.
You're in Bizarro world.
Oh man.
So Jordan Hart, if you don't remember, is actually the creator and writer of Ripple Effects, and the story about a superhero who has a disease. Is it diabetes? No, I don't remember.
Type 1 diabetes?
Type 1?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so which has won so many awards and was published by Fanbase Press.
And then
So,
we have
and then-
reviewed as well.
Yes, and we reviewed it as well. Gave it high reviews. And then it's co-created and written by Chris Ryall, who is the co-founder and publisher of Syzygy publishing company. And so that is actually out this week on July 20. What is this, Wednesday? July 23rd. So the preview night of Comic-Con brings to the local comic shops Dread the Hall H. So definitely keep an eye out for it, and I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully, we'll be able to buy copies at the Fanbase Press booth or at some booth there at Comic-Con this week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was gonna mention that they were gonna have copies of the comic book at their table or booth.
Oh, nice.
At San Diego Comic Con. So, and be sure to get it signed by Brian. So that'd be super cool. I can't wait to see it and read it myself. All right, guys. Now it's time for La Hora de la Cervecita. And what are we drinking today, ladies?
But we've been waiting for this. When we saw it, we got so excited. Well, Sarah saw it, and then we went to get it, and when I saw it, I got very excited. And it sounds yummy.
Anything for Dolores.
Yes, and proceeds of the sale of this beer goes to the Dolores Huerta Foundation. And just so you know, guys, the artist that made this beer can art is Lalo Alcaraz, and he has a lot of stuff. He's been really active on the internets with this whole situation in this
He's been killing it
in this country. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
And in case you don't know who Dolores Huerta is, it says right here on the can that she is one of the most influential civil rights leaders in the United States history. At 95, she continues to fight for justice through the Dolores Huerta Foundation, organizing communities for equity in education, healthcare, environmental protections, and voting rights. Based in California's Central Valley, DHF trains the next generation of activists and builds power in unrepresented communities. Sí se puede.
That's right.
And then it has a QR code that you can scan. And then artwork based on the 1965 photograph by Harvey Richards. Keep cold.
That's pretty cool.
Drink fresh. I don't know what fresh is for this one, but I do definitely have it cold.
Yay!
And it looks like to be a collab
No
by
more warm beer.
Brewjeria Company and
Oh,
Norwalk
yeah.
Brew House.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
And we purchased it at
Ooh.
Brewjeria.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Smells
It's located
good.
in Corona, I believe. This is a wheat beer with pineapple and mango. So
It smells very good.
Who do we know that's from Corona? Or Corona?
Hmm?
My puppy rides a motorcycle.
is she?
She's more from Riverside.
Okay, Riverside.
Out
No, but
that way,
she-
though, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because didn't like the book take place in Corona?
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if that's true, I am very, very, like, shocked and impressed by your memory.
There's random facts jumbled around here. It just something triggers it, and then I remember stuff. It smells
smells very
so good.
It does.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna drink.
First sip, babes.
Mmm. Nice and cold, too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
That is tasty.
Okay, I'm trying to
I
not make
spilled a
noise
little bit. I
here.
was a little too eager.
There we go.
No. Maybe I should just lick it off the table. That's exclusive content? Y'all can't see that.
Crazy. Anyway, I am very much enjoying this flavor. It's really, really good. It's very
Nice.
crispy and summery.
I was going to say nice and refreshing on a hot day. It's actually been very overcast here in the South Bay, and the sun, with it not being out, it hasn't been too hot, but it's been very humid. And so, like today, it even looked like it was going to rain. That's how humid it felt and looked. But it just kind of is an oppressive like feeling, even though the sun isn't out. And so this is actually very refreshing. It is crisp. I can taste the mango and the pineapple, and I do like a good wheat beer. So I really, really am enjoying it. And I think I actually did taste it that day, but I was drinking so many different beers when we were there that I don't remember.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We definitely had many different beers there, and yes, we did have it on tap. But like Krista said, we were just drinking all other beers, and we were just having a good old time. So,
Do we know
But-
what kind of beer this is?
Yeah, it's a wheat beer.
Oh, okay. Wheat beer with. She wears glasses. She criticizes people about literacy, and yet she can't read.
well, I think the whole thing is pretty awesome, and the fact that they did this, and some of the proceeds are going to the foundation. I think it's
Yeah.
really fabulous and timely, actually. So,
Oh, definitely.
And I think we did mention in a past episode that Brewjeria is also a Latino-owned brewery in Norwalk. Norwalk?
yes, no,
Yeah,
no,
in
Corona.
In Corona? No.
Yes.
Corona. I thought
Which
it was San
beer?
Diego.
Wait a minute.
No.
Brewjeria X?
We went to
No.
Brewjeria in Norwalk, I thought.
No, it wasn't Norwalk.
Yours
Where
says
did we
that
go?
Brewjeria
It wasn't
Company,
Corona.
Norwalk
It
Brew
wasn't
House.
Corona. Are you sure? Oh my god, I don't know what I'm saying, guys.
We promise
Corona
we're-
is out off the 91.
Promise we're sober. We're just very
Pico
confused.
Rivera. Pico Rivera.
Oh, Pico
Oh.
Rivera.
We were way out.
We both were wrong.
Me with all my jumbled up, even I know that's wrong.
Yeah. Pico Rivera. I only remember Pico Rivera in my youth because when my mom would listen to the radio in Spanish, she's like, they would always announce some event at Pico Rivera Sports Arena.
Ah.
And I didn't realize that it was Sports Arena. They were just saying it in Spanish.
Oh,
which I
yeah.
thought was funny.
Just
Sort
like
of like
Blue Demon.
yes. Exactly. But no, it was really nice. The staff was super cool, and it was just really great. I had a great time. A lot of their can art stickers are in the restroom, and it looks super cool the way they had a mosaic
Yeah.
going on. but the staff was really friendly, and they had like a little. I guess everybody has a little watering station now when people
Yeah.
to make sure people stay hydrated while they're drinking beer. But we
Mhm.
also had some asada fries, and those were pretty good. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But
And
wait,
then we went to the carniceria next door and got
oh yes,
carnitas and beans and went
mm,
home and
yes.
enjoyed
I'm
some yummy
so
food.
hungry.
Yeah, and then we got the chicharron, and then we were eating it on the drive back home. It was great. We
Yeah.
were all covered
Wow.
in we were covered in chicharron dust.
Yeah.
Wow. The
It was great.
dream. The ideal.
Yes. So,
Mhm.
um, are we ready to rate it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So our rating scale is a 5 point scale, with 1 being very unsatisfied, 2 being just regularly unsatisfied, 3 out of 5 is neutral, 4 out of 5 is satisfied, and 5 out of 5 is very satisfied. And then if we think that the beer is off the charts, then we give it Super Saiyan. And I'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I actually really enjoy it a lot. I am really enjoying not just the beer itself, but I really, really like the fact, like you said, Sarah, that proceeds are going to help the Dolores Huerta Foundation and the community organizing. And Lalo, the can art is by Lalo, and the art is based on a historic representation of Dolores from back in the day. There's just a whole bunch here that's relevant to the Latino community, and for all of that. And also, we bought it at a Latino brewery, so for all of that, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
I'm
Very
also gonna give
nice.
it very satisfied. It's just really crispy. It's definitely perfect for this temperature we're having lately, but also the great can art and also the great cause that it's contributing to. So yes, very satisfied. What about you, Jen?
I'm also going to give it a 5 out of 5. I think the flavors are really great. We've had whip beers before and we've liked them before, but this one really stands out flavor wise. I'm completely enjoying it. I haven't really been able to put it down because it's very, very tasty, very delicious. Sweet and like fruity without being like actually like sugary. So,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
great taste. 5 out of 5 for me.
Oh, and
Excellent.
what's the ABV?
5.8.
Five
That's
point.
pretty good for a
That's
wheat
pretty
beer.
decent, yeah.
5.8.
Usually
Yeah.
they're like 4.5 or something like that, or like
Mm-hmm.
if not
Mm-hmm.
just a
5
straight
at the
5.
highest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So that has been our beer review, and definitely check it out if you're in Pico Rivera, or make a day out of it, and then go to the market next door and get some carnitas because they were delicious.
Mm.
And the way that guy chopped them up, oh,
I
perfect.
want carnitas.
That has been our beer review. All right, guys, now it's time for our book review. What are we reviewing today?
So I believe you did the Kickstarter, or like you backed the Kickstarter, right, Sarah?
Yes,
Would you
yes,
do us the
definitely.
honors?
Oh, I
Well,
I had to restart my browser, so I closed that window out. But
no,
yes, so
I have the information.
okay, so basically I think you shared this Kickstarter on your end, La Libreria,
I
but I
wouldn't be
can't
surprised,
remember.
TBH.
And so then also I was chatting with one of the Freddie from My Primo's podcast, and he
Mhm.
mentioned it as well, saying that one of his co-hosts had a live Kickstarter, and I was like, "Yeah, I've already backed it. Isn't that freaking weird and cool?" So it was very interesting because it sort of reminded me of like those Inktober kind of things where you draw something, a comic or a frame or something every day of October.
Mhm.
um so I ended up backing it. It came with volume 1 and 2 and at the digital rate, and I was like kind of excited because I really wanted to review it on the podcast, but then I didn't. I saw like the letters in Kickstarter that said, "Oh, everything's gone out," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, I haven't gotten my stuff." So I reached out to her and I was like, hi, I don't know if you already sent it. And she said, yeah, I did send it, but here it is again. And I was like, oh, perfect. Great flow of communication. And I thought that was perfect. So that's what we're reviewing today. And you said you have the information, Kristen?
Yeah, so the creator's name is Eliamaría Madrid, and she, like Sarah said, participated in something like Inktober. It was actually called
Streaming challenge.
oh yeah, Stream Ink. Yes. So well, it was. So let me backtrack. It was Inktober, which we're not supposed to say anymore, but I don't remember why. But yeah, there you go. So it's the art prompt challenge for October, formerly known as Inktober, and for 2 years, she participated in Stream Ink's prompt list. So Stream Ink was a challenge prompt list curated by a group of online art streamers on the Twitch platform, and with each prompt being picked and hosted by a different artist. The list was shared yearly and encouraged communities all over to participate by creating pieces based on the prompt words. However, Maria wanted to take it one step further and do a prompt as a comic strip. So each strip is each prompt she did a 4-panel comic strip for. And actually some of them I was like, she's very creative, because I would have never thought of taking that prompt and going that direction with it. So, and every freaking day, like, that's a lot. I know, Sarah, you have participated a few years back, and keeping up with it can be very difficult.
Oh, absolutely. And then, I mean, this book was like really cool because she, like you said, it's a comic strip. So she had to come up with kind of like a little shtick for those little 4 panels. And she's super clever. I laugh out loud at a lot of them.
So each year she completed the 31-day prompt list, and she stuck to each daily theme and tried her best to make at least a lukewarm joke based off of the prompt. So for volume 2, there's even a bonus comic, which I didn't actually even realize. I was wondering which one it was. She said she misread one of the prompts, and she had already finished the comic, and when she realized it, she redid it for the actual prompt, but then she left that one in. But I don't know which one it was, and it didn't indicate which one it was. So anyway, we read volume 1 and volume 2 of what was it called? Inkling. I Have an Inkling, volumes 1 and 2. And so this was a Kickstarter that was live in December of last year. And so I actually also went and read some of her webcomic on Webtoons called Aaliyah in a Box. And that was a web comic that she actually did from 2009 to 2020. She was 17 years old in 2009. So go ahead and do the math, whatever that is. And she also has won the Columbia Scholastic Press Award for comic cartoons in digital media. She's also won a Professor Latinx Luis Aldama Award, and a couple of other a couple of other things as well. She has a new comic that is called Princesa Taco that came out this year in April 2025, which I read some of the pages on her website, which her website is spicedeliastrations.com. That's SPICEDELIASTRATIONS.com. And Princesa Taco is a magical girl from the land of Al Pastor. She wants everything to go well for her community, and she seeks to keep the peace. But there are, unfortunately, those who try to seek conflict with this peaceful pueblo. It's up to Princesa Taco to use her powers for good and mend the chaos being inflicted on her people. This project was made during 3 different years of the 24-hour comic challenge, along with her comic community on Twitch. And she created the 3 chapters of her book over those 3 different years. And it's appropriate for all ages and full of melodramatic sweetness. And then also on her website, she is sharing that she is going to be part of the anthology From Cocinas to Lucha Libre Ringsides. And that's a anthology that's going to be out next month, August 2025. And it's published by Ohio State University Press, which, of course, is Professor Latin X's college. He is also participating. He is publishing and editing it. And we are going to have him along with another participant as a guest on our podcast in a couple of weeks. So From Cocinas to Lucha Libre Ringsides. And that comic sounds really interesting. It's an anthology full of humor and heart, and writers from across the U.S. pay tribute to the ways food and sports endure as touchstones in the Latin American diaspora.
That is super cool. That is a
so
lot
cool.
of information.
Yeah.
And also, just to add a little bit more to all the stuff she's working on, she is also a regular co-host on the My Primos podcast.
Wow.
So check them out. They're really, really amazing.
She's busy.
Podcast. Super busy. But I super enjoyed this one. It was in black and white, and I really, really enjoyed just it's so hard to put out like a full little like comic where it's like beginning to end in one day. That's just super, super talented. And then have to go by the prompts. So there's a list of words that have to that is what the comic should represent. So but no, a lot of the stuff was like super clever. Like I really was laughing out loud at some of them. I thought they were super, super cute. What did you guys think?
I agree. Like I already said, I was very impressed by the creativity and uniqueness of how she used the prompts. They are just all short little 4-panel comics, but they're super cute. And I watched a video of a interview with her at I don't remember what convention it was, but at a past convention in Artist Alley. And she was talking about how mostly her characters are kind of like stick figure-esque. But even though that is kind of what they look like, there's so much detail in the comic. It's like kind of like a minimalist style, but also very much detailed. So I don't know what that's called, but I really just thought that they were super cool, super interesting, super unique. And I also laughed out loud at a few of them as well. And so I'm actually kind of interested in reading a story from her from beginning to end. So I think definitely we should try to get our hands on Princesa Taco and read that story, because it definitely sounds like it's cool, and I'd love to see more of her work in a story kind of vibe.
Right, exactly. What did you think, Jen?
I really loved it. I enjoyed it, especially now, like, for a lot of artists, since the whole, like, Inktober fiasco that happened. I love that artists are taking new ways of approaching the challenge and creating something for themselves that is like still like, you know, universal and like shareable as well. That helps them create art. As is, I love this. I thought it was really super funny, and even at least like there was some moments that were like I think were really clever, where I was just like, huh. So I definitely did a great job. And I'm not an artist like drawing wise. Like I've tried my hand at it, and I know like sometimes like all you need is practice. But I have found drawing to be incredibly hard for me. Writing, on the other hand, much easier. Yeah.
Me too. I actually did my stick pics where it was just stick figures, but I was drawing them things for hours trying to just get it right.
Yeah. And so I have found, or at least from the artist friends that I do have, the simpler the style and the more consistently that you can make it, the harder it is. Like, and still have it like be recognizable and charming. And I think she nailed all of it because they're recognizable. She definitely has a style of her own. I wouldn't
Mhm.
confuse this with Cyanide and Happiness or something like that. That's still like
Right,
equally
right.
as like simplistic but like artistic and funny. So I think this is 100% such such a fun, charming idea that I loved it. I loved it a lot.
It's really cool. I
Mhm.
actually am very happy that I supported the Kickstarter, but I'm wondering if she has the digital uh, um, availability for purchase on her website.
I hope she
I
does.
know, I know. I really hope she does. I know she has Princess Taco there, but I didn't get a chance to look at all the other pages. But definitely need to put this on her website if it's not
It's
there.
there.
But it's there. Oh, awesome! So, guys,
Nice.
listeners out there, you definitely need to purchase this. I thought it was super funny and really, really just talented and cute. I'm it was the cleverness of these panels was super funny, and I just thought it was super cool. Like, I know I can't make anything like that. That is just a little bit too hard for me, and the consistency of it, I thought, and just the ability to just commit to something like that every day and being creative every day, I thought that was really, really, really cool. So, are we ready to rate the books?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the rating
We
scale?
we rate our books on a 3 conchas scale. 3 conchas being the most conchas that Jen's mom ever let her eat in one sitting. So that was the best. So I'll go ahead and get started. And honestly, um, I'm not an artist. Like I said, I've drawn my stick figure comics, which were, I think, maybe 4 panels as well. And it was so hard. Like, it was just really like, and I was drawing them, like trying to make them good, and then my friend was like, "No, you ruined it." Like, the funny part was that you would just make them all like kind of wonky and weird and whatever. So anyhow, her comics and doing them through prompts and everything kind of encouraged me and motivated me to be like, hey, could I do this? Like, it's all like the comic part, like writing a little story once a day. I don't know, that's a challenge, but I might see how far I can get. So for enjoying the funny comedy of it, and also maybe motivating me a little bit to be kind of creative in a way I've never been before, I'm gonna give it tres conchas.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it the whole panaderia. I super enjoyed it. Super cute and very, very, very talented. What about you, Jen?
Um. Now I feel bad.
No, and
Well,
I'm also looking forward to Princess Taco and the land of Al Pastor.
yeah. No, definitely. Like, don't get me wrong. I loved everything about it. But I'm gonna give it 2 conchas, uh, because I just like I would love to see more. I definitely I want to see more of her breadth of work as well, and I would like to see like her continuing this challenge as well. I think it's really fun. So 2 conchas from me, but I do highly recommend it.
And I do think that my tres conchas comes from the fact that I went and read all of the webcomic that was
Oh yeah.
on Webtoons. I also read all of the pages and panels that were offered on her website for all of the different projects that she'd worked on. So I have a little bit more of knowledge and exposure to her style and what she has been working on. So,
So I know what
um,
to do.
yeah.
Also, just remember, guys, if you are listening while driving and weren't able to write any of this information down, we do put all the information in the body of the description of this episode. So always check that out, and definitely like and follow for more of our projects in the future. And that has been our book review. All right, guys, now it's time for In La Libreria. Jen, what do you have for us today?
Today, I have for you Our Dynamic, a mature gay romance comic. A sensual gay erotic romance comic exploring the simmering tension and budding relationship between a confident stud and an older man.
Ooh.
Love it. Love the premise already. So, I'm just gonna read as usual the synopsis that they have right here. From the pen of Magnus L. Alexander comes a new sizzling comic, a 30-page homoerotic romance story that will delight those that enjoy a blend of sweetness and spice in their storytelling. Synopsis. Company man Dominic's life is turned upside down by a frantic call from his best friend Susan, whose younger brother Evan has gotten into a fight while on a night out with friends and subsequently in trouble with the police. Afraid that the guys that Evan fought might come looking for him and thus put their family in danger, Sue asks if Dom can put up Evan for a little bit, just several days until they can figure out what to do from there. Although reluctant to get involved, Dom agrees, knowing just what Susan has been going through. And then they have a nice cover page. This leads to Dominic getting an unexpected house guest, Evan, out of work and generally directionless in life, but with a confident, self-assured attitude. Despite some initial friction between the two men, they find in each other qualities they like and over time come to spend a lot of time together, and closer than either of them realized at first. How will both men cope with being so close to each other when they find their compatibility is so on point, and what effect will such simmering tension have on their personal dynamic? And then the campaign. The purpose for this campaign is to raise funds to create and publish a brand new gay comic story. The script for the story is finished and all ready to go, so what is needed is the funds in order to pay the artist to carry out the illustration work and then undertake the printing of the campaign's print edition. To this end, to give the artist enough time to work on the comic and additional illustrations, a completion date of January 2026 has been set for the comic. Although if the work is completed before that date, then the comic will be printed earlier and all rewards satisfied at an earlier date. This is all going to be in pounds. So if you are interested, right now there was a goal of $1,341. It exceeded that and has $9,276
Wow.
with 145 backers and 11 days to go. You can always support or make a pledge without expecting a reward, but the base pledge DIY tier craft your own rewards. It says browse through our add-ons and build your own custom reward tier. This tier offers no rewards unless you choose rewards from the add-ons list, and it starts at £1, which is about $2. From there, it jumps up to £10, which is about $14 for the digital edition of the book, which is pretty good. If you want the paperback print edition, though, it's going to be £15, which is about $21. And then there's an enhanced digital package after that. It says you will receive the digital edition of our dynamic comic. In addition, you will receive all 3 of the comic's cover artworks, Main, Spice, and Sweet, and the campaign's 3 exclusive artworks as a high-quality digital images. And this is £20, which is about 27 USD. After that, the prices keep going up. There's like a collector's edition. There's like deluxe print edition as well. And there's one called the Obedient Boy statue. Along with receiving the rewards from the comics collector's package tier, you will also receive a fully hand-painted copy of my erotic male statue, the Obedient Boy. This 3D printed resin figure comes with his favorite toy and is 15 centimeters, which is 6 inches in length. This is 150 pounds, which is about $202. I saw that and I was just all like, damn, okay, slay. So definitely check it out. This looks like a really fun and a really like cool project, and more gay stories. And I don't know about y'all, but I like my queer stories to be problematic AF. So I don't know. And they might not be. This might be a very just like super sweet, sexy story, but I'm just hoping it's like a little bit problematic. So it's Our Dynamic, a mature gay romance comic, available on Kickstarter. Go ahead and check it out. It ends in 11 days.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, guys, now it's time for Juntos y Fuertes. Kristen, what do you have for us today?
So today there's a little bit of chisme involved with my juntos y
Ooh.
fuertes, and it goes back. I know you guys probably have been tired of hearing about me talk about the demise of Diamond distribution and how it's affecting the comic book industry. And one of the ways that it is affecting the comic book industry is that you may not have known this, but Previews was created and distributed by Diamond. And so that was a big, thick catalog reminiscent of a Sears catalog or like a Montgomery Ward. Sorry, I'm aging myself. Catalog.
Never.
But for comic books, you would have indie section, Marvel, DC. In the back, you would have toys. Diamond even put together a whole like erotic smut separate magazine previews for that like genre.
There was a separate one like for Marvel stuff. There's a separate one for like the erotica stuff, and there was another one. Wasn't there like a third one?
I don't know. We didn't get any of those others. We just got the main one in Marvel. So that was a lot of work, and they would put together all of the publisher's information into this one publication that would help not only customers but retailers to figure out, you know, what they were going to order and stuff like that. So that is one way. Another additional way that Diamond's demise is affecting the comic book industry, because now there's no one place that a retailer or a customer can go to get all this pertinent information to know what they are going to order. And it actually creates a lot more work for retailers to hunt all that information down. Secondly, the other thing that Diamond used to do was actually have a place where it was called Comic Shop Locator. And they would put together all of the places, all the local comic shops all around the world that they had as customers, and to allow people to go and search for, like, say I went and traveled to Minnesota and I was like, hey, I'm in Minnesota, I want to go find a comic book shop, and maybe this particular comic book shop is out in the sticks. Sorry, Minnesota, I really don't know if you have sticks, but
I think Minnesota is the sticks, the entirety of it.
And maybe they're in the sticks and they don't really have a good Google presence, or maybe they just have their information on Facebook, but you have to get behind, you know, the membership and sign up or whatever. This particular list was able to offer that information to people at a much more easily accessible place. So because Diamond went out of business and now the new Diamond is kind of dropping the ball on a lot of things, the creators and owners of Comic Shop News have established and created a new place to gather all that information, and it is called comicshopmap.com. So this is me sharing information. This is usually a segment where we share information about other marginalized communities, and definitely comic book stores are marginalized communities. We're
really pushing the margin here.
They're becoming fewer and fewer and fewer, and they are considered the bastard son of literature. And I really think that something like this is very helpful to just continue to keep people in the know of what shops are still in business. So that's comicshopmap.com, and you can go there and find out where the shops that are near you or in the places that you visit, so that you can continue to support local comic shops.
Awesome.
Very nice.
I was in Las Vegas many years ago in Las Vegas during Free Comic Book Day, visiting my husband, and fortunately, I just kind of Googled shop, and we ended up spending it at a comic shop in Las Vegas, a little bit of our Free Comic Book Day. But this app would definitely be super cool. I mean, because like, let's say that I have to travel out to like a quinceañera or whatever, and I'm like, maybe I want to stop by a comic book shop or whatever, and this is would definitely be helpful. So that's super awesome, and it's kind of sad, all this stuff that Diamond just really
Mm-hmm.
like left in ashes and
Look,
dust.
I will
Just
gladly always talk shit about Diamond because Lord knows they had a lot of problems. But the few things that they did do good will be missed. The previews, the comic shop finder, um uh, sometimes the ease of returnability on some things. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those
Especially after COVID, it was
yeah.
just affidavit returns, and so we didn't even have to return the physical book anymore like we used to. So that was actually a lot easier to do. And it was also always fun finding random shit in our boxes when we opened them up.
Yeah. The human error of it all, yeah.
oh gosh, for sure.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's how we found some things that were like kind of cool. Or some really heinous stuff. There was a lot of heinous stuff.
That is super. Yeah, I would be to blame to that because I was one of the pickers when I worked for Diamond.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, but after seeing so many titles and the variant covers, oh my god, this was like,
I'd be like, I don't know how it worked, but if there were certain publishers that you were in charge of, I would be like, please don't put me on Dynamite.
hilarious. All right, guys, now it's time for saludos. And saludos goes out today to Lalo Alcaraz. He is an American cartoonist and artist. He designed the label of the beer we drank today. But and you can actually follow him on Instagram at Lalo, Lalo Alcaraz, Alcaraz, as in zebra, the number 1. And yeah, definitely he is quite a gifted artist. And also I remember the very first time we actually interacted with him. We were at East LA Comic Con, and he helped us with our boxes to the car after the long day. And then we took pictures with the Wonder Woman piñata.
Yeah.
Good times. He is the author of the comic La Cucaracha, the first nationally syndicated politically themed Latino daily comic strip. Launched in 2002, La Cucaracha has become one of the most controversial in the history of American comic strips. So, and right now
Really?
yeah. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yes, and also I also just a little kind of funny story. We were, I think, at a Latino Comics Expo, and I was standing beside him because I wanted to give him one of our cards, and he was talking about like, oh yeah, these people were their craft beer and blah blah blah. I would never. And here we are today with a canned.
Way to bite back those words, Lalo.
Yeah, and also in the same day, he's like, oh yeah, like I went to Mexico and they're creating real art. It's just really passionate, and just like he really felt so much for Mexican art, like from Mexico. He goes, but here no, tenemos puras conchas and lo que sea, And then
Not us.
I gave him our card. He's like, oh, look at that, conchas. But we love his saltiness, and that's what makes Lalo Lalo. And right now, he's really killing it. Specifically, what's happening in our country right now with all the awful stuff that's happening, and he is not remaining silent. He is like creating like every day. It seems like every day. And so for that, saludos goes out to you, Lalo, because you will keep fighting the good fight, and thank you for that. And also really loved your can art on the anything for Dolores. So saludos goes out to you. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Where can they find us, Kristen?
You can find us, as always, on our website at comadrescomics.com, where you can find links to all of our social media. We are on YouTube, where you can not only listen, but watch us. And you can email us at comadresecomics@gmail.com.
Excellent. And we're very excited. We might be bringing a lot of content from Comic-Con this year, so we're very excited for that. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We really appreciate you guys. We wouldn't be here without you. Super awesome. We have been your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Bye, guys.
Bye.